My name is Marko Turpeinen, and welcome to the Engage session that we're going to have on economics of data management. One thing, kind of sort of administrative thing about the schedule, I don't know if everybody has heard, but we have squeezed the schedule a little bit. So this session, instead of being 2 hours, so we have one and a half hours. So we will be ending around 12:30, and then there will be lunch, about 1 hour lunch, and the final remarks, or the closing session, will start at 1:30 instead of 2 o'clock. So that's the reason why this session has been, a little bit squeezed. I hope that only makes the session more effective and better, but we also really want to have time for discussion. So this is the reason why we are here, not only to present individual views, but to have a good dialogue on the topics. So this session we will have such a format that we have 4 speakers. Each one of them has a particular take on the sort of where's the business behind data, and then how the platforms, the regulations are evolving that enable sort of new kinds of business opportunities, and sort of where is the economic value in data. And so we will have 4 different presentations from different angles, and then we have one very special guest here today who will do the final kind of commenting on the four presentations, and then we will have an open discussion at the end. Please ask questions at any time. Please also use screen.io. So as earlier in this conference, so that's the channel also to kind of ask questions, bring forth your views, your lessons learned as well from the session. So I will, before we go to the individual presentation, so I will do kind of very quick introduction to who's here. So we will have Andre Walter starting. So Andre is from Capgemini, and so giving a little bit this sort of larger view on where is this overall phenomena of enabling new business with data going. Then we will have Anna-Riitta Vuorenmaa from Privago, and Privago is a startup that is specializing in how do large corporations kind of communicate about privacy, and especially now kind of how do large corporations position when the regulations in Europe are changing. So we will hear more about that. And then we will have Serafin Leon Engel. So Serafin is representing a company, Data Wallet, which has a solution then that will enable business, but in a way which puts the individual much more in control as an active kind of actor in the marketplace with their own data. And then we have Marko Turpeinen from Sonera. As far as I know, we are not related. It's sort of the Turpeinen is not one of the most common surnames in Finland, but now we have 2 Turpeinens in this same panel.
One with and one without.
One with and one without. Okay. So Pekka is going to present much more sort of telco view. Of course, teleoperators have a large, long legacy in enabling people's various type of digital behavior, managing identity, giving people access and use of various types of services. But how is that now changing? What are the new kind of steps that the telcos are taking in this market? So that's going to be Pekka's view on this. So a little bit like 4 different views, and then the very special guest that I was mentioning a little bit there at the back of the room. So we have John Zeisman, very well esteemed professor from UC Berkeley. So John will do a kind of a overall commentary at the end, and then we will all sit down and have a dialogue, kind of panel discussion part at the very end of the session.